Tiyeni tonse kumaphunziro a ntchito zamanja osafuna certificate kuti muphunzire. Kuyambira pa 4 September 2023, Lusotech yakonza maphunziro m'magawo osiyanasiyana ndipo pamapeto mudzalandira certificate ndi zida zoyambira kuma course ena. Ma course omwe ali under 70,000 kwacha ndi monga ICT certificate, tailoring and fashion design, video production, electronics repair, phone repair, computer repair, komanso electrical and solar installation. Ndipo ma course omwe ali under 150,000 kwacha ndi welding and plumbing. Registration fee ndi 3,000 kwacha yokha basi. Ndipo kuti mulembetse imbani phone kapena tumizani message pa WhatsApp kuma nambala awa 0888 114 412 komanso 0999 554 5449. Komanso uri mutha kufika kuma ofisi athu omwe ali ku Lilongwe ku area 1 opposite Admark mu White Falls. Komanso mu mzinda wa Luntha tili ku Sunnyside moyandikana ndi Story Workshop. Masiku anotu siwongokhala manjalete. Tiyeni ku Lusotech.
Hello and thank you for joining us right here on Luntha Television. It's time for news and with me, Jacqueline Saidi. First, the headlines. Pope Francis prays for peace and the good of all in Niger. UNICEF, USA and Germany governments collaborate towards acceleration of progress in primary health service delivery in Malawi. Mr. Malawi hails Old Mutual for extending its partnership. And in other news, Saudi guards accused of killing hundreds of Ethiopians. We have these and more. Stay with us. The Holy Father Pope Francis has united his voice with the bishops of Niger, appealing for peace in the country. He offered his prayers for the efforts of the international community to find a peaceful solution for the good of all the people of Niger in the Sahel region. The Pope further urged the faithful to also pray for peace for all populations wounded by war and violence, especially for Ukraine, which has been suffering for so long. We have a Vatican News report being read by Bridget Monoka.
During Sunday's Angelus in St. Peter's Square, Pope Francis said he is following with concern the situation in the West African nation of Niger. He said he unites his voice with the bishop's appeal for peace in the country and the sustainability in the Sahel region. The Holy Father said he also accompanies with his prayers the efforts of the international community to find a peaceful solution there as soon as possible for the good of all the people. West Africa's church leaders have also appealed for a peaceful solution to the situation in Niger, expressing opposition to any military intervention. Leaders of religious orders working in West Africa have echoed the region's Catholic bishops in opposing any military intervention in coup-hit Niger, saying it would only worsen the situation. In a statement shared last week, members of the Regional Conference of Major Superiors of West Africa, RICOSWA, retaliated the appeal by the Regional Episcopal Conference of West Africa, RICOAS-LAO, to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to explore other forms of intervention in addressing the crisis, starting from seeking negotiations.
The Mola Cathedral Catholic Parish in the Archdiocese of Lilongwe has reiterated its calls for Christians to always remember in giving thanks to God for the things He does for them. One of the priests at the parish, Father Louis Chikanya, said on Sunday that it is in giving that people receive more blessings from God, hence the call. He was speaking during a Thanksgiving Eucharistic celebration at the parish when the Central African community offered their first harvest. We have more on this report by Bernard Mwanza.
According to Father Louis Chikanya, the program was initiated by the Maula Cathedral Parish priest, the Very Reverend Father Vincent Mwakwawa, who is also the Vicar General of the Archdiocese of Lilongwe, as a way of not leaving anyone behind in the liturgy. He stressed that liturgy demands that everyone must participate actively, hence the arrangement to accommodate the international community of Catholics to also feel being part of the local church.
The international community was always left out. They would just come to church on Sunday and just be there and they go back. Usually they don't take part in the everyday liturgy. So it was decided that let us involve them actively so that they should also feel they are part of the church, of the community.
Father Chikanya, who is also the Archdiocesan Communications Coordinator, further urged every Christian to willingly offer their thanksgiving.
Jesus Christ already told us how to give. With the benefits, you get benefits, the maximum benefits. When you bring something to God and you remember that you have something within yourself, leave that to the altar, go out and reconcile with your neighbor. So the aim is that you should give with clean, pure heart, with joy.
One of the countries that participated during the Thanksgiving is Malawi. According to Sandra Kamwendo Ndau, the cause by the local church for them to offer thanksgiving are so genuine as most Christians are taking things as usual.
It is very important because the way you see the whole world is going through, then God loved you and gives you life each and every second. We need to thank God. Once we give thanks to God, God blesses us more and more.
The first international community to offer their first harvest was the Western African on 6th August, and other groups also followed suit until the first Sunday of September 2023. This is Bernard Mwanza for Luntha News in Lilongwe.
Catholic Women Organization in Malawi has today embarked on a 2-day resource mobilization, financial literacy and entrepreneurship training for its leaders. The aim is to promote empowerment of women in all developmental aspects of life, enhance understanding and practice of resource mobilization, fundraising and business management among Catholic women across all the 8 dioceses of the Catholic Church in Malawi. The activity, being held at Msamba Catholic Center in Lilongwe, falls under the project of improving the active participation of women in the mission of the Church through Catholic Women Organization supported by Monsieur ICANN. The women are being trained to train others when they get back to their respective dioceses. One of the leaders from the Archdiocese of Luntha, Lucy Vokiwa, who is also the WUCWO board member, said after clocking 50 years, it is high time for the organization to start establishing different investments to mobilize more resources for the growth of the organization and the women in particular. She explains.
At 50, CW should be able to mobilize resources. We should be able to make investments, and we're talking huge investments. We should be able to challenge ourselves. We are beyond a period where we should be relying on the women for donations, where we should be denying on the, where should be relying on the women for everything that we do. Because right now, when we have to do something, we always go back to the women and we say, can you make a contribution? So people are facing different socioeconomic problems. So we're saying, as a grouping now, we should be able to go back to those people and then help them. But we cannot help them if we're also handicapped. Why can't we invest in nurseries? Why can't we invest in schools? Why can't we invest in mazes? Why can't we invest even in pastoral centers like the ones that we have here? We should change direction. We should be able to challenge ourselves and look forward. And then we think, at national level, what do we have to show people?
UNICEF, the United States of America and Germany government has reiterated their commitment towards acceleration of progress in primary health service delivery in Malawi. The development follows the coming together of the three earlier today to make a multi-million kwacha donation comprising community health, NCD screening and immunization supplies to the Ministry of Health. The supplies, which include vaccine refrigerators, vaccine refrigerated vans, code boxes, have been donated after they noticed the challenges that the country has been experiencing during vaccine administration, hence the donation. Tandwem Zumara reports.
In his speech, UNICEF representative to Malawi, Shadrack Omo, said apart from workforce challenges in the health sector, essential medical equipment has multiple times proven to be another serious problem. He said a healthy nation rests in its ability to provide timely, effective and self-healthy care services to its people, and the tools and supplies are essential for frontliners' daily work.
We're coming together really to be able to support delivering a unified system that serves all Malawi. That's why we think this is extremely important, that it's moving away from the fragmented support to Malawi, but looking at supporting sector support. And that makes it efficient, and that looks at prioritization. So we reach the hardest to reach.
In his remarks, USA Ambassador to Malawi, His Excellency David Young, said they are proud to have participated in the joint cooperation in battling diseases in the country. Concurring with her counterpart, German Ambassador to Malawi, Ute Koining, said as one of the long-serving partners, their aim is to have the health sector have more information on data as well as better vaccination.
It will be a big step forward for the people of Malawi in providing them with better vaccination, with more information on data, and also more access and training devices to look for non-communicable diseases. So,
receiving the donation, Minister of Health Kumbize Kandodo Shibunda MP said the donation will strengthen the immunization that the country is trying to build as they are still running campaigns for cholera, COVID and polio.
This donation has come at the right time. As a ministry, we are trying our level best to strengthen primary health care. And one part of the primary health care which really needs support is the immunization. You are aware that we have been running mass campaigns of vaccination for COVID as well as for cholera and polio, and the routine immunization.
Apart from the vaccine equipment, there were also glucometers, BP machines and phone tablets. For Luntha News, this is Tandwem Zumara.
Remember, you're still watching news right here on Luntha Television. We'll be back after the headlines. Pope Francis prays for peace and the good of all in Niger. UNICEF, USA and Germany governments collaborate towards acceleration of progress in primary health service delivery in Malawi. Mr. Malawi hails Old Mutual for extending its partnership. And in other news, Saudi guards accused of killing hundreds of Ethiopians. Moving forward, the Media Institute of Southern Africa, MISA Malawi, says the 3 years extension of partnership with Old Mutual will enhance awareness in how pensions work. Mr. Malawi Vice Chairperson Chisomo Nguluwe made the remarks earlier today during a media training which Old Mutual organized to reveal its extension of the partnership and equip journalists with accurate information on the new Pension Act. She said journalists will help disseminate relevant information to the citizenry, a thing which will benefit many. We have more on this report by Bridget Manoka.
Old Mutual has been sponsoring Responsible Business Reporting Award category under Mr. Malawi Annual Media Awards since 2020. This is a way of raising awareness for Malawians to understand issues of insurance, hence renewing and extending the partnership for journalists to help civic educate the citizenry. In an interview, Mr. Malawi Vice Chairperson Chisomo Nguluwe said that the partnership is of paramount importance since journalists are also awarded annually in the category, calling it a win-win situation.
It's very rare for the corporate world to partner with journalists. We don't take this for granted. We are grateful for the partnership that Old Mutual has extended with Mr. Malawi. It is quite important that journalists must write on things that they know about. And as we are aware, issues of insurance, issues of investment and finance are quite complex. And therefore, the opportunity that Old Mutual has provided to Mr. Malawi to partner with our membership is quite very welcome.
On her part, Old Mutual Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager Patience Chatsiga said the media is an important stakeholder which is valued in disseminating information. She also revealed that with the extension of the partnership, Old Mutual has raised its sponsorship for the Responsible Business Reporting Award category from 1.5 million kwacha to 2 million kwacha as a way of motivating journalists to report more on pension and other related issues.
As you know, Old Mutual has got an agreement with Mr. Malawi where we commit to train journalists on pertinent issues in Malawi. So this year around, our pertinent issue is around the Reformed Pension Act. This year, our focus is around the Pensions Act, where there have been some reforms. And our agreement is that MISA can help us unpack more what these amendments are and the impact on the public or any member of the pension funds.
The first year of the partnership between Mr. Malawi and Old Mutual would dwell much on the Pension Act 2023, bearing in mind that there is a knowledge gap on the amended Act. Old Mutual has also equipped journalists on the new Pension Act for them to better understand it to disseminate accurate information. The training, which will also be done in Luntha in the coming days, will benefit about 52 journalists who are Mr. Malawi members across the country. Bridget Manoka, for Luntha News.
Malawi's electricity generation company, Ejanco, has warned Malawians to brace for reduced electricity power supply this coming weekend. This is according to Ejanco's press statement released on Monday, 21st August 2023, which says the power generator will be carrying out major maintenance works at Tedzani Power Station. Ejanco says maintenance works which will be carried from Saturday 26th to Monday 28th August 2023 will involve installation of new fine screens and retrieving of a trash rack packet at the power station's intake. The company reports that 2 Tedzani fine screens were dislodged from the intake structure during Cyclone Freddy, and the trash rack packet got stuck underwater at the bottom of the intake during trash racking operations in February this year. A consortium of human rights and governance organizations wants President Lazarus Chakwera's Tonsi administration to step down for failing to bail out Malawians from economic woes. The consortium, commonly known as Malawi First, chaired by a Canadian camp politician, Bon Galendo, has disclosed intentions to petition State House on August 30th in Lilongwe. Currently, a government spokesperson, Moses Kankuyu, says it appreciates similar issues as raised by Human Rights Defenders Coalition, HRDC. We have more on this report by Robert Edward.
According to one of the organizers of the protest, Bon Kalindo, the letter of notification has already been sent to Lilongwe district authorities, with the demos destined to State House demanding the incumbent president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, to step down for allegedly failing Malawians. He cited forex shortage, high inflation, fertilizer uncertainty, and what he called deactivation of the Anti-Corruption Bureau as some of the reasons for their cause. In the letter of notification, the demos are scheduled to start at 9 a.m. from Lilongwe Community Center ground via Kamuzu Central roundabout before heading to State House. However, the protesters may have slim chances of succeeding to State House to deliver their petition, since no protesters have reached the State House before. Responding to similar issues raised by Human Rights Defenders Coalition at a press conference in Lilongwe, government spokesperson Moses Kankuyu said the administration understands the people's demands. The coalition that has been leading protests in 2019 demanded an urgent presidential election following what they described as failure by President Chakwera's government to fix the failing economy. For Luntha, this is Robert Edward.
In international news, Human Rights Watch has accused Saudi Arabian border guards of systematically killing hundreds of Ethiopian economic migrants trying to cross from war-torn Yemen. They say at least 655 people have been killed by guards since earlier last year. Some were shot, others killed or maimed by explosive weapons. The organization spent months collecting evidence after the United Nations made similar allegations last year. We have a BBC report being read by Charity Chilanga.
Human Rights Watch has called the killings widespread and systematic, and says they could amount to crimes against humanity. In March, the Saudi government categorically rejected any suggestion that its forces were involved in cross-border killings. However, the Human Rights Watch HRW report titled "The Fired on Us Like Rain" contains graphic testimony from migrants who say they were shot at and sometimes targeted with explosive weapons by Saudi police and soldiers on Yemen's rushed northern border with Saudi Arabia. A number of migrants contacted separately have since spoken of terrifying nighttime crossings during which large groups of Ethiopians, including many women and children, came under fire as they attempted to cross the border in search of work in the oil-rich kingdom.
And that is also all we had for you for now. But before you go, another look at the headlines. Pope Francis prays for peace and the good of all in Niger. UNICEF, USA and Germany governments collaborate towards acceleration of progress in primary health service delivery in Malawi. Mr. Malawi hails Old Mutual for extending its partnership. And in other news, Saudi guards accused of killing hundreds of Ethiopians. This has been Jacqueline Saidi. Thank you very much for watching Luntha Television, and stay safe.